Hey guys, I'm Nicholas Live here with professional traders John and David, bringing you a very special episode. Today we're going to cover one of the key principles we essentially live by, or they live by as professional traders. Showing an example with Ardor, which is essentially a smart contract platform tailored for businesses. And before we start, John, I want to thank the some of our subscribers who have been recommending coins we look at and charts we check out. Unfortunately, the last one I got recommended was ONG Social, and that one doesn't have enough volume. It like only a Bitcoin or so in volume right now, which is not enough for us to analyze, unfortunately. And even Vibe Hub, which had like $2 million of 24-hour volume, was at the lower end, of taking into account and be able to actually analyze patterns. But Ardor is a top 50. It's a number 50 coin right now, actually, and it has lots of volume for us to analyze. Now, John, what do we see here?
Thanks, Nicholas. So what we're going to try to do for you folks is anytime we can, we'll teach you our key concepts while showing a real trade. So it gives you an opportunity to earn some money and learn a principle that you can use every time you look at a chart. So today's setup for Ardor, we're on a daily chart, which is usually a great place to start because that's what most traders are looking at, kind of see the state of the union for that particular coin. Is you look at the current setup, we had a green day yesterday with, average volume. And then today it's gone above quite a bit, actually. And now it has pulled back a bit. But it's hard to see, but I put a box around it. The volume is increasing, and we're really early in the trading day when we're producing this video. So we're going to end up with higher volume, and that means that whatever we end up at today is important to what price Ardor might be heading to. So we call that close is what matters. And get this email all the time, which is, why do you keep talking about close is what matters when this is a 24-hour market? It never closes. Well, you have to have a chart, and the chart you're going to be able to trade based on, price and volume information. And the chart picks a time. And that's all we need to know is when do they end the day on the daily chart. As of now, and it can be affected by daylight savings time, so always double check. But as of now, it's 8 p.m. Eastern time is closing time on the Poloniex chart we're using for Ardor. So let's get down to some of the details of this trade, and then we'll have David set up the numbers. And if you want, you can take a swing at it or watch it and see how it performs. So, like I said, we have a follow-through. We call that a follow-through confirmation that price can go higher. And we're starting to test these moving averages. And I'll make a final note. Now let's get to some serious numbers here. Look how long it's been for Ardor before it's actually even gone up and tested these moving averages, much less crossed. The blue longer moving average crossing over the shorter moving average. So with that said, I'm going to turn it over to David. He's going to give you our trade. And then I'll come back with a few other key tips that you'll be able to use this every day on every chart you look at. It's something you'll always benefit from. So, David, over to you.
Thanks, John. Good morning, Nick. Let's get right to the numbers on this one. Again, we're going to eliminate the 4 leading zeros, and we'll talk about an entry, a nice round entry on this one. You can enter at 32.50. One thing to note here, and John, you referred to it a little bit before with the moving averages. This thing has been on a daily chart pretty much straight down for the better part of 6 weeks. So it's very much in the catch a falling knife category. For that reason, we're going to keep this stop very tight, and we're going to monitor it 2 ways. We're going to be out on this position if we close in the red today. So a red bar on the Poloniex close, which again, like John said, is at 8 p.m. Eastern time. If we sell off a little bit and go back down, we're gonna dump out of this trade. This is we're trying to catch the bottom here on this one, and if it shows more signs of going down, we're gonna be pretty quick to exit. Similarly, we're gonna have an exit price on this, an intraday exit price, just to protect us a little bit further. If we see price go below 3,000, which is below the low of that red bar 2 days ago. And by the way, if you look back further on the chart, you'll start to see some congestion in that area in late November and December as well. If we break 3,000 on that intraday, we're going to be out on this as well. And as far as targets, let's look at just under 4,000 as our initial target. I have it set here at 38.50. That would be a reasonable place to take our first piece off, move stops up, and hope for a continued rally. Obviously, this thing has a long way to go up if it decides it wants to go up, and we're nibbling here and trying to get in on something that might make a ton while keeping you safe and keeping our risks clearly defined. Back to you, John.
All right, great. Thanks, David. So let's wrap up this trade with the rest of the information on close is what matters. To know on a bullish move that buyers are ready to pay more. So if we see this thing close above yesterday's high, and it can get a little confusing, so you got to learn more, by subscribing. Today, as long as we're above yesterday's high at the close today, that confirms that we have a really high probability of higher prices. The safe bet that you can use from here forward is if it closes red, that's a reversal. We went higher. Buyers like, nope, don't want to buy it that high. I'm selling. And now we're going red again. That is a high probability we're going to see lower prices for some period of time. And you just get out and wait for a better setup. So look at how important close is what matters. You might have chased this, wow, this is finally going to go back up and test all these prior high prices. But, by the end of the day, they might have you caught and take this thing down here. That is, you see it all the time. Check Bitcoin's chart over the last couple of months. You'll see it over and over. So be aware. Close is what matters on the daily chart. It can be at any time frame, but the most important one is the daily chart. That's what most traders are watching. That's what most people use for their, short-term and intermediate trades, even long-term for a lot of people. And you'll find that you can find a lot of great setups that are very safe. Look how little risk you're taking. It's very, very little money and a very high upside. Back to you, Nicholas.
I love that. I want to just stress how important the volume is that you mentioned at the beginning of the video. And right now it's around noon Eastern time, and we have 8 hours to go in this daily chart. And we already have way more volume than yesterday. So it's gonna be a lot of volume today, and it's a very important indicator. So make sure you guys keep an eye on this one, and I'll see you guys later. Make sure you're also subscribed and comment any higher volume coins you want us to see and want us to actually analyze for you guys and tell you if it's a good time to get in or not. See you guys later.